continuation to my other video. Today I was listening to Wayne Dyer. I'm a big fan. Look out for my reviews. I'm gonna go ham on his books because I feel like he has so much. It resonates so much with me at this point in my life. Maybe it's because of the time of my life, but I don't know what it is. They say you usually read the books that you're depending on what stage in your life you're in. So right now in that stage that I'm like trying to find out who it is I am, what I want to be able to live a purposeful, driven life and be able to serve. I need to know first who I am first in order to serve others, right? So I was reading it with Wayne Dyer was interviewing Deepak Chopra, and that's another enlightenment. I call him enlightenment guru, but he was interviewing with him, and he was Deepak was telling Wayne Dyer, if you ever call, like in the stage of my life right now when you're kind of figuring out what you want to do, he states you need to meditate, right? And that's something that is hard for all of us. It sucks, we don't want to do it, but I think it's all how you look at it, right? If you're able to sit down with yourself and transform meditation into like a conversation with yourself, I think it's going to give you a little bit more awareness and a little bit more empathy towards it. Also, on my meditations in the last 6 weeks that I've been without work, I've been meditating really longer than usual. I would always do it, but it would be like half an hour, 20 minutes. Now I was going into like an hour and a half, depending on how much time I had, with the kids and with the dog and everything. But I try to incorporate it more. And what I realize is that the more compassion and the more empathy I have with myself, the more compassion and empathy I have for others. I'm able to forgive more. The more I can forgive myself. So it all starts with me, right, and with you. So it's kind of a paradox, but it's like the more empathetic you are with yourself, the more empathetic you are with others. And until you are able to forgive yourself for any type of situations in life, you cannot forgive others. And the more I'm able to be more forgiveful of others, the easier I am with myself, and the more awareness and the more, for some reason, creativity pops up, and I'm able to actually access a different part of my brain. And it might be an access for you guys, understanding that it starts with you. You have to forgive yourself for anything you might be holding on to. I know that in my past I've done a lot of stuff that I wasn't really proud of. Even in my teenage years, I did some crazy stuff that we've done a lot of stuff that we're not proud of, all of us. But I think obviously it's my past, but I definitely carried it with me, and I felt like, who was I and what was I doing? But if you start forgiving yourself, you understand you were doing the best you could at that time and point with what you knew. And then it was allowed me to forgive a lot of the people in my life, like my dad and all these people that I felt like they abandoned me. I felt like at that moment he was doing what he could do best at that time in his life. So it gives me more ease, less personal, and you start to forgive and it's like a light. You get lighter. You feel lighter. You're more happier. You're more enjoying of life and accepting of what comes. Another aspect that I'm trying to practice is accepting whatever comes, right? And understand that nothing is really of an adversity. And that's something that Wayne Dyer states. Nothing's an adversity. You look at it as it comes and understand that it's supposed to be like we are where we're supposed to be. I am where I'm supposed to be. And the peace of mind is exponential. But I don't know, just the way I'm thinking. I'm trying to think differently because, we all know life can be very, a lot of boxes of surprises, as they call it. So maybe we start changing the way we think. We can start changing the way we, experience life. So it's Friday, and I hope you guys have a nice weekend. I will be back with another video. So take care, guys.